Hello, Kabels. Pero sana wala tong ad. Ang
Pwede
distracting
rin
kasi
ako
kapag may ad.
mag-share. I have YouTube Premium.
Naka-premium ka.
Ah,
Sabi.
naka-family kami ng mga ko. Nakikiride lang
Kaya.
ako sa premium ng magulang ko. So, send mo yung link ng nung...
Yeah, I sent it sa Telegram.
Okay.
The new one.
Yung, rain, whatever.
Yung ginamit ko.
Ah.
Here. Oh my God. Whoever's watching now, apologies. It took me a while to realize. It took me a while to realize bakit zero yung... I thought yung zero viewer on my StreamYard was just, baka naglo-load lang siya or whatever.
Yeah.
Kaya ako siya nag-refresh on YouTube. Tapos parang kaloka. So, lesson learned. Wag basta-basta mag-play ng mga
muntikan ka pa ba?
or like...
Ma-strike ka pa.
Oo, muntik ako ma-strike.
Oh my
Buti,
God.
warning pa lang. So,
Okay.
warning. Tapos strike one na after.
Oh my gosh. Wait. Share ko pa pala. Ay, wait. Naka-share na ba ako? Hindi pa.
Checking. Ayan. I'm adding to stream. Hi, Kat! Sorry.
Can you hear it? Can you hear the...
Wait, let me,
Okay. Hi, Kat!
Ay, narinig mo naman.
Okay, hina ako na konti para ang lakas.
Pero parang, wait, can you go sa middle a bit?
Sige. Ayan, parang umuulan lang siya forever.
Parang medyo mahina lang siya sa sidecore. Is it my volume?
Lakas ako konti. Ayan. Ayan. Or ano pa ba? Too low pa rin.
Yeah, medyo too low pa rin siya. Ayan.
Yan, okay.
Okay, back to zero. Oh my God, really, Kat? Ilang times nag-warning si YouTube. I thought nakikita niyo. Oh my God. Was so focused on reading. I
really?
didn't.
It was warning on the lives.
Oh my God.
Mismo. Oh my God, I'm gonna open the live stream, wait lang, sa ibang window para next time.
Oo, naka-open din kasi siya sa akin. Pero it's not playing. It's not playing kasi nga, parang doble-doble usage of It was, I only checked nung nag-zero siya sa StreamYard. Oh my God.
Ayan.
Lesson learned. Humanap ng copyright-free or like someone na hindi famous in music.
As a noob.
Grabe
okay,
na.
so, ilang
baguhan.
minutes na to? Sige. Ulitin ka from the start kasi 31. Or go ko na lang ba?
Hindi, okay. Iulitin mo na lang siya. Para, if it stops.
Okay.
Sana naman YouTube, no? Ang unfair nila sa small creators. Wow.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Let's start ng 8:50.
Grabe talaga si Studio Ghibli. 8:50. Okay, pause ko muna para. Ayan.
Akala ko naman parang...
Studio Ghibli.
Kaloka.
Wait, just share
Probably
ko lang
3 to 5 times nagsususpend yung live niya for a minute. Then bumabi, oh my God. So baka nga parang nagwa-warn na sila to stop the broadcast.
And then makulit lang tayo.
Oo.
Masyado tayo focus on reading eh.
Actually. Nasaan ba yung screen? Didn't I send you the screenshot of how it looked like? How they warned me.
I think nakakita na ako nun sa iba. Parang mag-black out. Tapos may text.
Tapos parang you have the option to appeal it. Tapos parang ako, ba't ko kaya appeal eh? Kalaban ko HBO, tsaka Ghibli, diba? So, pero warning pa lang naman siya. Parang the next one would be a strike na.
Here's the new link. Okay, lesson learned. Walang Ghibli. Gosh.
Yeah. Ito naman sana hindi na, no? Pero you said na you tried, diba?
Oo, yung mga ganito not specifically this one, pero yung mga ganito, parang
ambient lang.
Ambient.
Let
Oh my
me
gosh.
check. Actually, let me double check yung description ng video. Okay, wala.
Wala.
naman.
Okay.
Wala naman
God.
sinabi.
Sinabi. Okay. Ay, Diyos
God,
ko.
stress din naman.
Pero yeah, buti na lang warning.
Pero kasi Kat, if you warn us then, hindi ko din mapapansin kasi I'm reading. So like,
Oh my God.
hindi din kasi parang wala ka din naman maririnig
Walang
na sound.
audible.
Parang walang audible
Yeah,
parang
kasi I think
notification man lang.
our audio kasi comes from the back end of StreamYard. So, tuloy-tuloy lang for us. But yung,
Sabagay.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
8:15 na? Should
Yep,
I play
let's
it na?
go.
Okay.
Yes. Hopefully no more difficulties. Bye-bye.
Okay, happy reading. Masyado yata tayong happy reading.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, done the
It
show.
was
30
yeah,
minutes.
it was a little over 30,
Yeah, I
but
think it was like
yeah, 31.
31 minutes.
Okay. I
House reading.
currently on chapter 19.
Chapter 9.
But before else, let's welcome the new joiners of our sprint. Hi, Lauren. I see I'm only reading the comments now, so apologies. I'm just trying to be so focused with reading that I don't always read the comment section. But Lauren says they're reading the Crawdad, Where the Crawdads Sing, and I held off on reading the book because of mixed reviews. There's going to be a movie, right?
Oh, really?
If I'm not
Actually,
mistaken, I think it's a
if
movie.
it's been recommended to me like quite a few times, but for some reason, whenever I read the blurb, I'm just not interested.
It's been like Reese's book club
Yeah,
picks, so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
one of the highlights. And I think Reese is also the one who's producing it. The way Reese
Ah,
produced what was that Leon Moriarty book?
uh, apples. Ay, Nine Perfect
The,
Strangers. Apples never
the one
fall.
before
Ano
that.
ba?
The one with
Uh,
Nicole Kidman. Hold on.
yeah, I know what you're saying, but I can't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah. Okay. MJ, hello. Welcome to
Hi,
the sprint.
MJ. What are you reading
Uh,
if you're reading with us?
Lawrence says they just came out with the movie, so I wanted to make sure about the book first. Right, I was right. It was a
Actually,
film. I think I've read somewhere na
where
it
the
was
crawdads
Reese's
sing.
producing it.
I'm gonna add it to my Goodreads.
It's been on my TBR for quite some time, but I haven't gotten
It's
around to reading it.
historical fiction.
I think it's just it's still a bit hyped now that
Yeah. Actually, yeah, probably because the movie just came out, so a lot of people are wanting to read it again.
yeah. Kat has read 8 pages. Where are you reading, Kat? Like, are you reading a physical book?
And uh, how many pages
MJ,
did you read?
share.
How many pages did you read?
Wait, I think
iPad pages.
iPad pages. I think I read like around 18 pages.
I think together with the second sprint, I read 29 pages.
Mm. Because I started the percent of progress that I had before we had the sprint was 17%, 16%. So now I'm at 36. I think it really helps that I'm also reading with audiobook. And it's
Ah,
like
so
double the
when you read with audiobook, do you read in a faster? I do you listen in a faster speed? Because usually
yeah,
I think
right
okay,
now it's times 2. So I
okay,
read on with that pace.
natural reading siya.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
okay. I've never tried that. I think actually I did. I think I tried it once, and then I got confused.
I think it's
Parang at some point, what I was
mm,
reading was not the same as what I was listening to. So I think I just need to figure out the right speed or something.
cuz like you read with your eyes faster.
Yeah, or probably I forgot if I was faster or slower, but I kept getting confused, so I stopped.
Mm. I think it works for me because like I think I got very used to listening to
Two.
podcasts.
Podcast,
Podcasts
yeah.
first. So like transitioning to audiobooks wasn't that hard. Especially yeah, I'm the type that I have to do something else when I'm listening to
Mm.
audiobooks. So if I'm not commuting, or if I'm not traveling, I have to be doing something at home. So whether
Mm.
that's something as something that I don't have to think about, like
Yeah.
doing paint by numbers
Take my
or
numbers.
folding laundry. It's like I always have to be doing something.
Weirdly enough, when I listen to audiobook, I can't do anything else. But when I listen to podcast, it's okay. I don't know why. I
Well,
I think because usually podcasts are more like conversational. So it feels like
yeah,
I'm just talking to someone or listening to someone talk.
yeah,
But then books are more like has a more like a rigid format because they're
yeah.
reading the book basically. I don't know. Weird. It's weird.
Well, it's not weird because like these are two very different platforms and formats.
Yeah,
Like
true.
usually with podcasts, unless you're also listening to something fictional,
Mm.
like I used to do that before. So I listen to like horror stories. So
Mm.
they're fiction or
Yeah.
like the creepypasta
Ah,
stories
yeah,
being read
yeah,
to you by via podcast. So it feels like an audiobook that
yeah.
way.
Oh, there's someone
Oh, we have
new.
more. Okay, hold on.
Everything
Okay,
is
so Kat
physically.
says, yeah, I'm super immersed with the current topic of the essay. I want to reread a few lines and highlight it and write notes. Yeah, I think it's the type of book that you have to take your time.
Yeah.
Hi, Thrifty. Hi, just joining. I'm reading All the Devils Are Here. It's pretty
Ooh,
interesting. What's it about? Yeah.
haven't heard of that. All the devils are here.
Ooh, it's like it's historical. It's a bit historical, I think.
Historical
Yeah.
mystery, fiction mystery thriller. Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to a stream. And just to answer Lauren's question, where are you ladies from and how often do you do rents? Right now I am from Rhode Island. That's pretty far from us. Is it
Yeah, I think
is it correct to assume that it's
12
9,
hours. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I
12
think it's 12
hour
hours
difference?
behind. So I think
We're
it's
from the
9:30
Philippines.
a.m.
Yeah, we're from
Yeah.
the Philippines. We're both from the Philippines. And in terms of how often we do friends, funnily enough, we've been on like a YouTube hiatus. So actually, after like 3 months, at least for me, this is like the first time again that I'm dabbling
Yeah.
into YouTube in
Booktube,
general.
yeah.
And we've been experiencing technical difficulties
Yeah.
tonight.
But the plan is every week we'll be doing
Yeah.
sprints, but we're doing it alternating. So right now we're on this is gonna be confusing. We're on Pam
Yeah.
Shenanigans channel. And then next week, Saturday, like I think the same time, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna be on my channel, which is This Book Belongs to Pam. So yeah, fun fact, we're both Pam.
Yeah, so like we're hoping that
That's
we'll
the
be able
plan.
to, yeah, that's a plan. We hope to be very consistent about it. Like it's going to be a weekly thing, but it's going to
Yeah,
be on
alternating.
either of our channels. So if
Yeah.
it's with my channel, the night's going to be on Pam's. This book
This
belongs to
book
Pam's channel next
next
week.
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
I say next week because it could be vague. It could
Yeah.
be on Friday, it could be on a Sunday. As long as it's gonna happen next week.
Yeah.
That's what's important.
True, true, true.
Kat says, same with Pam. I feel like I need to do something while listening to audiobooks, or more often than not, I'm listening while reading it with my eyes. Yeah, very similar. So right now I'm listening to the audiobook and I'm also reading it with my eyes. I guess just one downside is that when I tend to like zone off with
Mm.
like my eyes and the audiobook is still ongoing, you get like, a bit confused that, oh wait, I have to
Yeah, then you
replay
have to
the
rewind,
audiobook again. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay, should we start at around 9:35?
Sure, yeah. 9:35 sounds good.
Oh, we're right. It's 9:30 over at Lauren.
Are you filming any videos right now, ma'am? Like anything ongoing? Or are you planning to film anything? I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, 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 yeah. In terms of like, if you're going to ask me if there's a plan, yes, I
There's
have
always one.
plans. There's always one. There's always one. I think my Notion page just for booktube is
Yeah.
full, but
Mm,
my motivation isn't. So I was trying to make a script for the previous months that I missed
mm.
doing wrap ups on.
Wrap
So
ups.
like it's just going to be like books I've read recently.
Yeah.
Not even
Same.
just wrap up for per month because I feel like that's just gonna turn me off even more.
Yeah.
Sure, Lauren.
Relax.
I added it here.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks,
For
Kat.
me, I have
Yeah,
like
sure you.
I have one video that I filmed, which was the book haul.
Yeah.
Like when I woke up and then I was in the mood to film, I just filmed right as I woke
Yeah, yeah,
up
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I feel like that mood is not gonna be there for a long time. So I just filmed
Exactly.
immediately, but then I haven't really edited it yet. I'm getting like stuck because I want to change my intro. So now I'm stuck just
Mm,
making an intro and not editing it. Like procrastinating a bit. Yeah.
procrastinating but productive in a way
Yeah,
because
but I'm planning. I have plans. Just hope
yeah.
that the plans actually happen.
Okay. Is it going to be a spoiler if I ask how many books you've hauled
I'm
from
hold.
when you
No, it's
visited?
fine. It's
Yeah.
okay. I think I haven't got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10? I think it's 10. And the funny
Are
thing
you
is,
sure?
actually, I think it's 10, yeah. 9 books and then one graphic novel.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. But they're all physical, obviously.
They're all physical, yeah. I
Wait,
I
are some of them thrifted?
Yeah, actually, because I went to
Mm.
this place called Half Price Books. I went.
Mm.
I did. I think I found out about it in BookTube. So they basically just sell books mostly at half price. They're all secondhand, and then you can. There's like varying prices depending on the quality of the books because you can
Yeah,
sell
the
your
book.
books there. And I found so many good like hardcover books for
Mm.
half the price. Sometimes even like more than
More.
half.
Yeah.
So I sacrificed a lot of my clothes to be able to bring all the books back home. And then all of my
Priorities.
clothes, I put them in the box that I'm shipping back here in the Philippines. So I'm gonna get them in December. But at least I
Oh
have my
my
books now.
god. Priorities. You'd
Priorities.
rather not have your clothes and wait
Yeah,
a
I
few
mean, I can
months.
just wear the same things again and again until December. But
Okay.
I had to
Excited
bring
for
them.
that haul. I
Yeah.
want to see which books you got. Before we start, okay, just highlighting some comments. Lauren says, my friend told me about reading sprints back in July. I didn't know anything about it. I'm completely obsessed and will subscribe to anybody's channel that does reading sprints.
It's
Absolutely
really
love it.
fun. Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Reading with other people. It's really
Yeah,
fun.
because it
I
like it motivates you and
Yeah.
pressures you at the same time. Like,
At first, I didn't get it because I was watching like replays of like past
mm,
reading sprints. But when I
yeah, yeah,
joined
yeah.
one live, it was really fun because
Mhm.
you get to like talk to people.
Interact, yeah.
Yeah, interact. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Lauren, thank you for subscribing to both of our channels. So, hopefully, you'll get notified when we do schedule reading sprints. But
Yeah.
yeah, again, ideally, it's going to be weekly. And around this time
Yeah.
for us, since we're living in the Philippines, so we usually do sprints at night.
Evening.
So
Yeah.
it's going to be the
Around
morning
this
your
time.
time.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
you. Excited
Kat
for book
says,
club.
excited for the book haul. We're
I'll
just
edit
excited
it tomorrow.
whenever booktubers
I
get
don't know. It's
to
just
do
fun.
hauls.
Like, okay, I think we can start
Start?
the next.
Yep,
Okay,
sure.
should I just play the same thing? I'll just play.
I think the screen is not yet shared.
Ah, okay.
Ready for sprint number 4.
Sharing the. Ayan. I shared it.
Okay. Hold on. Adding to stream.
Okay.
Let's
Happy
go.
reading, everyone.
Hello again.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Okay, I was reading.
I think
How's the
I
book so far?
actually it's super interesting. I just finished one point of view because this book, just to sort of recap, I'm reading the Seven and a Half Deaths of
Mm.
Evelyn Hardcastle. It's like a mystery book, and so this is not a spoiler, but it's basically like Groundhog Day, where this character wakes up every day, but he or she is living the same day, but in different perspectives. Like I think there are like seven people. I think so. I'm not sure yet, but I just started the second perspective, and it's super interesting because you sort of see how the first one overlays with the second one. It's kind of interesting because for example, I met this second person. This is so confusing. I met this second perspective as the first perspective earlier in the book. So now I'm reading about them meeting again, but this time it's switched. Like I'm in a different body.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused.
It
So
is. It's
like
kind of
they're
confusing inside.
they're all existing within the
Yeah.
same
So
timeline.
yeah. So it's kind of like you're repeating the same day, but this person, like I don't know who the person is, but me as the reader, I'm living through the eyes of different people. So it's like they're body swapping, kind of like that.
Okay,
So it's kind
but
of odd,
oh,
but
yeah,
it's
I'm just
getting
trying to
pretty
see how it's
interesting. Yeah.
similar or different with like Everyday, the Everyday series by
Oh,
David.
I haven't read that every day.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
because it's a
it's
bit
kind of like
similar.
a mystery game, Sherlock game, because you
Mm,
get like little clues, and then in the next perspective you get more clues, and then you start to put things together, kind of. At least that's what I think. How about you? How's the book all the rage?
it's going. It's the kind of book that's going to hit hard. I just know that
Mm.
it's going to hit hard. It's like heavy topics,
Oh,
heavy
okay.
topics. There's alcoholism, drug
Mm.
abuse, death, things like that. So I'm around like 43%. So I just it's just one of those books that you kind of have an idea how it's going to go down to shit. And you're just kind of waiting for it. So
Yeah.
Kat, if you can relate, since you've already read All My Rage, do correct me if I'm wrong. So it's it's extra hard hitting because these are just basically still kids who just wants to
Mm,
have a
okay.
really good life. Okay, a few comments to highlight. Okay, so let's start with Lauren. I've read so many more books this year since I've learned about reading. Uh, Reading sprints, I'm assuming. I think it's the one thing that's going to get me through the cold winter months. Oh, that's so good to
Sorry,
hear.
I just checked my dogs because they were knocking.
So, have you let the dogs in?
No, because it's time for their dinner, so I just told my partner to feed them.
Oh, I see, I
They
see, I
were
see.
like
Okay.
knocking because they want their dinner.
Sorry, we're doing sprints, doggos. Okay, going back to Lauren. That's so good to hear, Lauren. But just a quick question, Lauren. What genres of books do you usually pick up recently since you've started reading? Okay, Kat says oo nga. Like every day, but I think Evelyn Hardcastle is replaying the
Yeah,
same scenario as
same
me. So
scenario.
it's like Before I Fall.
I don't
Oh
know. I
yeah,
haven't
yeah.
read that.
Kat also mentioned Before I Fall because like Before I
Oh,
Fall
okay.
is kind of like Groundhog Day, literally
Yeah,
just the
same
same
thing.
day, but no other POVs. It's just
Same person. Yeah, but this one you switch between different characters. Like hindi, it's not just the we're reading like different perspectives. It's more like you're like uh possessing the different people, kind of like that, because there's like this character, I don't know who this character is, and
yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
this
That's
character is
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
possessing
yeah.
the different
That's what
people.
that's what makes it sound like Every Day by David
Okay.
Leviathan, because like it's just that person isn't named.
Yeah,
They don't have
yeah.
any they don't have any gender, sexual
Yeah.
orientation, whatever, but they're just there. So
Yeah.
that person is called A, but A wakes up
Oh.
every day on a different body.
Different body. Oh, okay. Kind
Yeah,
of like that, but
yeah,
then
yeah.
same scenario. You're
But they
living the
don't
same
meet
scenario.
because like
The,
it's just one person at least for every day.
okay. This one they meet. So you kind of, so it's kind of like the next day you're seeing the person you were yesterday, kind of like
Mm.
that. So it's kind of
But are they
confusing, but
aware?
also
Are they aware that you were
it's
possessing
weird
them?
because it seems like they're not. But then
Mm.
there's this voice in your head that you don't know who. So it's kind of confusing at first, but it gets it's the way it's written is very simple. So I think it's if you're
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
explaining it
Okay.
well,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. It's more of like when you jump into it, you'll
yeah,
understand
you'll
more.
get it. Yeah.
Okay, Kat is asking me what chapter am I in with all my rage. So I stopped at chapter 23. I stopped at chapter 23. So around, hold on. I just finished the chapter from Mispa, Kat. So like the mom, and kind of shook me because like something happened again. So I'm around the 43% mark. Thrifty, hello. Thrifty is on page 165 of All Devils Are Here. That's good though. So I guess that's what makes reading sprints productive. That's why I also call it productivity sprints, because like usually sprints aren't supposed to be like, or at least for me, they aren't exclusively just for reading. So you could be joining our sprints but do something else.
Yeah,
Could
exactly.
be working, whatever. Lauren
I
says,
think
I love mystery thriller.
dinner.
Some romance I like the beach type reads. Would like beach themed. Ooh. Biography, autobiography is anything that really piques my interest in.
Have you ever
I've
read
never read any fantasy.
fantasy? Mm.
Are we gonna recommend some? Okay.
I don't know. Do you have any like something that fantasy that you recommend to anyone, like beginner fantasy readers? What do you recommend usually?
Beginner fantasy. Huh. Hunger Games won't be considered fantasy, no. But
I don't know.
it's if you
Dystopian, yeah.
yeah, if you haven't read or watched the Hunger Games series yet, Lauren, but I'm kind of have a hunch that you've watched the movies, but I kind of label it as a beginner
Mm,
series because it's
mm,
something that anyone, literally anyone, could read. Because I know
yeah,
people who aren't really readers but have finished the Hunger Games because it's that addictive
yeah.
and it's
I
that
think I think
compelling.
actually dystopians are a good place to start because it's the same world that we're living in, but there's just I mean, but there's no like magic. Usually, yeah, usually dystopians there's no like magic element. It's just the same world, but something like dire happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, so kind of like
Fantasy
Hunger Games,
though.
no like magic or anything, but they just have that setup. But for fantasies, I don't know what did because the first book that got me reading fantasy. I think I've definitely read fantasy before, but I went through like years without reading much. And the first book that I read that like started this whole reading era, if you will, I think it's Six of Crows. But I don't know if that's like a
Okay, okay,
beginner.
okay.
I don't know if that's something that I would recommend immediately to someone
It
who
is,
hasn't read fantasy before.
yeah, it is pretty famous though. But
Yeah.
all of the fantasy books that's coming into my head is more of dystopian, like the
Mm,
Chaos Walking trilogy by Patrick Ness. So, have you read it?
I haven't, but it's in my list.
Yeah. So like
Yeah,
it's a
dystopia.
world wherein people hear everyone's thoughts. So
Mm.
you could be thinking about your dog right now,
And then
and I could hear it. Yeah, as long as we're
everyone's an
within.
Edward Cullen, basically.
Even your dog speaks.
Oh, really? Oh, I
Like
would love
you would
that.
hear their thoughts, and it's
That's
really good
interesting,
because
yeah.
like when you read it
I'm
as
gonna
in
put it.
with your eyes, you they would be um shown in different fonts. So the way
Mm,
that I hear your dog, for example, you hear your dog, it's in a different font, so you know that it's the dog that's speaking. That it's the dog that
okay.
you're hearing. And it's dystopian again. So it's
Oh.
fairly easy to recommend dystopian. Maybe
Actually, yeah.
um
Dystopian. What else I have? This the
trying to
classic
think.
dystopian, The Giver.
I've only read the first book.
I only read the first book. I think for one that first book would be like just a lot of people told me to just stop at the first book.
Yeah. I think I am looking at my Goodreads right now. I think one of the fantasy books that I could recommend is Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Ames. So if you, it's, mm, how do I explain this? It's high fantasy. It's
Mm,
it's very funny. It has like 80s rock bands references
references.
um because it's like it's set in this world called the Wild, wherein there are monsters, there are a group of people who slay monsters. And so think of it as like a bit of like a Skyrim world,
Mm,
but the group of people who slay monsters are called bands. That's really good. It's
interesting.
funny. So I kind of recommend that because of how funny it is, considering that it's high fantasy. But I
Interesting.
say I use high fantasy loosely here because it's kind of accessible, even if you
Mm.
don't read fantasy books.
Lauren says, I read 17 pages of Where the Corded.
Where the
Where the
crowded,
Crawdad, yeah.
yeah.
I have 26 pages left. Oh, almost done.
Oh, hopefully,
Just
good
looking
luck
at
with
this
that.
stuff.
Kat says we're just living in a dystopian world. Oh my god. You know what? It's messed up if you think about it, but I actively seek books wherein it's set in our current world with the
Mm,
pandemic. It stresses me out more because like it's set wherein there's COVID, or like it's similar to COVID, like
mm,
End of Men,
yeah,
wherein a virus comes out and it's only targeting men specifically, so men starts dying. So I
interesting.
actively seek out those kinds of books.
I think I read something recently where I'm gonna check my Goodreads where it's not really it's like a something happens like not a pandemic or some world
Mm-hmm.
changing event
Yeah, yeah,
happens
yeah.
but you're isolated somewhere. The government tells you to stay put and then you don't know what's going on because the TV's out, Wi-Fi's out, internet's
Mhm.
out, so it kind of feels like how we felt when the pandemic started because we didn't know what was
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on.
yeah.
We didn't know anything. I forgot what it's called. I think leave the world behind. I think that's what it's called.
Sounds familiar. It sounds
Yeah.
familiar. Is it by an
Uh,
Asian author?
it's by Rumi Alam. Wait, let me leave the world. Ruman Alam. Yeah, leave the world behind. Yeah. So there's this family who goes into an Airbnb for a vacation, like typical
Ah,
vacation.
it's the blue
Yeah,
book.
yeah, 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 the
Yeah,
blue.
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. And then something happens where the
Yeah, yeah,
power
yeah.
cuts off, and then they have no
Yeah.
internet, no communication, no anything. When they go outside, nobody's there because they're in the middle of nowhere, kind of like that. And then it gives you like that very like you're dreading something, but you don't know what that is because you don't know what's
Okay.
going on in the outside world.
I say it's more of like a literary. It
It kind
reads like a
of yeah,
literary
literary fiction. Yeah,
contemporary. Yeah.
yeah.
Ooh, Kat says, I think a good fantasy beginner would be YA
Oh, I see.
series
By V
by.
Shop, yeah. I haven't read the Savage Song, the
Yeah, I
trilogy.
haven't, pero it's in my
I
TPR.
read A Darker Shade of Magic and Vicious, those two series. I think yeah, it's actually an easy read if you're a
Really?
beginner.
I've been
Ah,
putting off
really?
like what's it
Darker Shade of
called
Magic?
again? The Darker Shade of Magic, because I feel like it's too immersive or like it's too complicated. So I've been putting it
Actually,
off. As in I've
it's
had it for years.
I think it sounds complicated because you have those
Yeah, yeah,
three Londons,
London. Yeah.
but you're actually mostly in one London, and then every now and then this character visits the other London. So
Mm,
at least the very first book, it's very easy to read. Like you can finish it like maybe in one sitting if you because it's very short. Like it's not that thick. I'm looking at it in my bookshelf. It's not that thick. But yeah, I think it's a good intro as well. Although the last book is a bit. Hmm.
nah.
Hmm. But yeah, I think it's a good intro. Vicious maybe not so much. Yeah, but I haven't read this Savage Song and Our Dark Duet.
Yeah, but it's definitely on my list because I've mostly been hearing good things about
Yeah,
this
and I think
Savage
also
Song.
interesting because the power is related to like music.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Huh. Okay, it's okay, Lauren. If you're voice texting, it's okay. Okay. Kat says, or some middle grade fantasy series. So easy to get immersed. Actually, although I
Middle
haven't
grade
been picking up
fantasies.
middle grade as well, I think the closest would be The Girl and the Ghost that I've read this year. So good. It's so good. It's by Hannah Alkaf.
Really? Ooh.
It's
I don't think
very
I've read
cultural.
any middle grade this year. Have I? I don't think I have. The Girl and the Ghost. Oh, interesting. Ooh, okay. Is it like
Hi, Justin.
mythology? Yeah. Hello.
Okay. Kat says, I same. I DNF'd the first book of A Darker Shades of Magic because my head can't
Oh,
handle the word.
really?
I think it's just it also has to do with the writing. I was like trying to read the first few pages and I'm like,
Mm,
maybe I'm just not in the mood for like
maybe, yeah. Because I
because I
think
haven't read
when I read
any
this,
English novels.
I immediately read the entire series because I was that into it.
Ah,
Yeah, so
okay.
maybe just like depending on the like your preference.
Yeah, it highly depends on the mood as well. Currently, I'm not in the mood for fantasy, so
Mm.
I'm more of into contemporary or mostly thrillers,
Or
thriller
actually,
mystery.
rather than like if you're beginners, maybe don't start with a series. Maybe like standalone
Actually,
fantasies. Because I'm looking at my
actually,
copy of like Sorcery of Thorns. I'm thinking, oh, this would be okay as a
yeah, actually,
standalone.
it's so hard to find. At least
Standalone.
for
It's
me,
fantasy.
yeah. Maybe Starless Sea or like
I haven't read that.
Night Circus.
Silently. I haven't read anything from Erin Oh wait, Erin
Okay.
Morgenstern.
Morgan Stern.
Right?
I
Yeah.
think Night Circus is a more, although the writing could throw you off sometimes
Yeah.
if you're really not
That's what I
into
hear.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Yeah, actually that's a good recommendation. If you're just recently starting to get into fantasy or haven't yet, maybe start with a
Like
standalone
yeah.
or graphic novels.
Sorcery of Thorns. I just have it beside me. It's actually I think Margaret Rogerson's writing is easy for like if you're just starting out in fantasy. She's not like super intense about it.
Yeah. I haven't read any though, but her books are on my TBR. Although even graphic novels now are mostly series anyway, so
Mm, yeah.
huh. Okay.
Yeah. Justin
Should we start
says
at 10:30 for
okay.
our
Yeah.
last sprint? Should
Sure.
we this is her last
Yeah.
sprint.
I think
Okay,
there's a
Justin
couple more. Yeah.
says, I
I feel
feel
like
like it's
she
really hard to read fantasy if you're not in it. Really true.
true.
Super
Yeah.
true.
Because you have to put your like mind in a different headspace for reading fantasy.
And you are reading a totally different world.
Different world.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Thrifty is asking how long are you all planning to sprint? So unfortunately, just 30 more
One
minutes. This would
last
be our last
30-minute sprint.
sprint. So again, since for our new viewers, we're both Pam. I am Pam Shenanigans, and Pam also has a
This
booktube
book
channel
belongs to
called
Pam.
This book belongs to Pam. And what we're planning to do is to have weekly reading sprints, but alternately on both of our channels. So since tonight I did it on my channel, next week it's going to be on Pam's, as in this book belongs to Pam. So and usually the time would be around 7 or
Yeah.
7:30, since we are in the Philippines, and
And then we'll
hopefully
just
you can still
announce the
yeah
day. Yeah.
hopefully you can still join us next week and the following weeks. Okay, before we start, just reading more comments. I read the Blackwood Morrow
Maraud- Marauders
Marauders by K.S.
by Case
Veloso
Veloso.
recently, which is is it a standalone? I thought it's a series. I actually have it on my Kindle because I bought it when it went on sale on Amazon. I think I have it.
Yeah. I think it's a standalone. Yeah. I'm reading
Mm,
the
yeah.
Goodreads right now. Ooh,
Actually, that's good to hear because I was assuming it was a series. That's why I haven't been picking it up. But I have read a Chaos Veloso book.
mm-hmm.
It's really good. So I kind of recommend The Wolf of Orenyaro as well. Last
Cemetery
comment before we
Boys.
start. Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas. A great yet simple urban fantasy that has romance and family subplots. Is it the book with I identify books as their colors and
Yeah, the orange. I
maroon.
like the red with the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
moon
Yeah,
something cover.
maroon, and
Yeah,
there are like two boys in front. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I think it's a series, right? No.
I think it's not. I think.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Okay.
Justin said it's
Oh,
set in the same universe as Wolf of Orenyaro. Okay, sold. Okay, I'm extra sold because it's a standalone. But hopefully, for other readers, if they haven't read Wolf of Orenyaro, hopefully it's going to be accessible if they haven't, immersed
yeah.
themselves in the universe. Okay, last sprint. I am
Okay.
ready.
Let me share my screen. Okay. Happy reading. Final sprint.
Bye bye.
Hello. I think that's the yeah. That's the end of the final sprint. How was
That's
your
so
reading?
it was productive. It just so happened that I finished reading part 3. So
Mm,
when the sprint ended, I am about to start part 4, and there are
mm.
like 6 parts to this book. How about yours?
I'm good. Actually, I didn't get to read as much because the first part, my dogs did their business because they just finished eating. So I had to clean up stuff and everything. But I'm already at page 91. But this book is long. It's like
Wow.
480 pages.
Yeah, yeah,
A
yeah.
bit
I
longer
remember
than.
it being long,
No,
but
but it's quite interesting so far. I think
yeah. But it's
if
not
I
a
had the
series,
time,
right?
I don't think so. Yeah, I think if I had the time, I would like just read it in one sitting.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow. Now, how about everyone? I think there's a comment.
Ooh, made it to page 195 according to
195.
50. Yeah,
I
that's
think
like
she was.
30 pages for just
Yeah,
that one sprint. That's so fast. And you started it just tonight, and you're already on page 90 plus. So
yeah.
that's pretty quick.
It's pretty like it goes by pretty fast.
Are the chapters short? Like per POV?
Actually, the first chapter, the first POV is pretty long because I think the author was trying to introduce the
Set
whole
up. Yeah.
concept and everything. It's pretty long, but then the second POV was just like half the length, and then the third one was just like 5 pages, something like that. So it's kind of
Okay.
like it depends on what happens to that body that he's in. It's so hard to explain. I'm like dreading how I'm going to explain this in a wrap up video.
Yeah. You have to be ready with a script or like
Yeah, because I'm
a
gonna
visual
like yeah
representation.
of how
Hold on. I don't know if it's just on my part, but you keep repeating on my end. It's just one word. Hold on. Maybe it's my internet. Yeah, it keeps repeating. Okay, it is for Justin as well. I thought it's just me. Okay, I got woken up by that. Yeah, it's just one word that keeps repeating. Oh wow. Tonight's sprint couldn't end without Oh my god, it's still ongoing. It's creepy. It's just like the word have, but repeatedly. It is still ongoing. Wait, are you using like your earphone mic? Wait, I'll try to. I thought it was just on my part, so I was like trying to take off the. Oh yeah, it's still the same. What? It's weird. It's weird. But what makes it weird is it's just repeating. It's not as if like you're choppy on your part. It's like it's recorded and it's the same word. It is creepy. It is creepy. Oh my gosh, we've been experiencing technical difficulties all night. Yeah, exactly. Every time you turn on your audio, it's literally the same word. As in like it's like the word have, but like just on repeat. So while Pam is trying to fix the problem. Okay, so I'll try to read some comments from earlier. Okay, so Justin made it to page 152. For We Are Okay. I have that on my TBR as well. I could picture the cover right now. It's like two two ladies like on the front cover, and the cover is really nice. I think Kat says I paused reading Hood Feminism because my sister brought in Babel, which I asked her to buy. Oh no, you have a copy. Where did you buy your copy? I don't think it's available in the Philippines yet. Cuz like the Filipino readers that I know pre-ordered Babel. That's why they have it. So I'm only waiting for it to be available locally and not on hardback. I don't usually seek out hardback covers, especially if it's going to be a bit steep in terms of the price. It is already. Oh my god, it's still the same, Pam. Do you want to hear yourself? I'll try to record it with my phone. Wait, I'll try to record it. Wait, I'll tell you to unmute because like it gets. Hold on. Okay. Try to unmute. I'm going to record. Okay, I'm done. I'm going to send it to you. Okay, anyway. So, Cat says it's already it's already fully booked. I'm checking it now. So, where? Oh no. Is this? Oh man. It's out of stock. It's out of stock already. 963 pesos for a hardback. Yeah, it's only available in hardback, so I don't think I'm going to get this anytime soon. Maybe just the ebook first. I hope you heard yourself. It was only 2 seconds, but imagine it repeating for like 5 seconds. I thought it was just me. I thought it was just my earphones acting up. But anyway, so I don't think Pam will be able to speak normally after and go back to the sprints. So we'll have to close off the sprint soon. So again, the next sprint will be on Pam's channel, as in the other Pam, the one with the weird audio. It's still the same. Still the same. Yeah, maybe you could try to rejoin the stream, but just to close off our sprints for tonight. You could, yeah. Okay. What a weird sprint session that we have. So Justin, in case you didn't know, so Kat was here from the very beginning, but I was so focused on like, oh my god, it's still the same. What? Wait, yeah, it's still the same. So anyway, so our first struggle was um so before the stream started, Pam and I were like, Pam actually reminded me that, oh, how about audio, as in like background music? I was like, oh man, I didn't even think of that. So we were scrambling before we actually went live. So since with StreamYard, you can only share one screen. So in my case, I can't share my full screen, which you could share both the timer and a background music. So I just looked for a video that's 30 minutes long. And one of the videos that I saw is a Studio Ghibli, um, like just a 30-minute long video, but it's uploaded by HBO Max. And I was like, okay, you know what? It's 30 minutes. It's Ghibli. It's aesthetic, whatever. So we had like one and a half sprint. And apparently, um, YouTube has been flagging it, as in before they actually took down the video, but they gave me like a warning, as in a community guideline warning, as in like after that, if I mess up again, I'm going to get a strike. So it's that serious. And apparently Kat said that YouTube has been sending out a warning like while we were actually reading. So I couldn't see it because I was so focused in reading that even the comments I can't read immediately. So I we had to redo the live. So we had to do a different link, post a different link, whatever. Yeah, exactly. It's what happened. Like we were already like 1 hour in because like we were or almost an hour because like we finished one sprint, we were talking, etc., and we did like a half stream of like the second sprint. But I noticed already that on StreamYard there are like zero viewers. So I was like, yeah, you know what, maybe it's just
Hello?
bugging. Oh my god, you're back.
Wait, I'm back.
What do you do?
I think there's something wrong because I'm using the audio from my
The webcam. Mm.
website camera. If I switch there, it will do that thing again. It's
You d-
still doing it. I'm looking at the levels on my
uh
input. It's still doing that.
yeah, you don't have to do it again. You don't have to
Yeah.
show us.
It's so weird. I don't know why that happened. Probably a
It
bug or
was
something.
creepy. It was creepy. Yeah. I was trying not to panic because I was like, wait, I can't hear what Pam was saying. Maybe it's just on my part. My earphone's messing up.
Oh
Hopefully
my
our
god,
next
this
sprint
stream is
would
just
be less stressful than this. Note one, don't
yeah,
use
at
a
least this was
Ghibli or like a legit channel who posts about music. So hopefully
yeah,
you
I
don't
think
get a
because we
strike.
just spontaneously decided to do this now.
Yeah.
So we're both so unprepared.
Yeah, but when it's spontaneous, it happens.
Hmm.
Okay, next week it's going to be on Pam, the other Pam's channel. I pinned it on the comment section, so do subscribe to her channel so you could also get notified whenever we are going to do sprints. Um, we aren't sure yet what exact date, but putting a pin on Saturday next week.
Yeah, and
So
it's gonna be
we're
around this
adults.
time, like 7 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah, we're both
Yeah.
adults and life
We have bills
happens.
to
So,
pay. We're both
so
adults with
yeah.
bills to pay, so
So thank you so much for joining
thank you
us. Thank you
everyone.
everyone, and we hope to see you on the next week's sprints. Hopefully not as difficult as what
Chaotic.
happened tonight. Yeah. Okay. Again, it's going to be around the same time that we started, so around 7-ish, 7:30-ish. And yeah, thank you, Pam, other Pam, for joining me on this one, this endeavor. So, if you have any last words,
No, we'll see you next week. Have a good night, good day, good afternoon.
bye
Bye,
bye. Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you.